Welcome to Conversations with Cheryl Weston. Tonight's program will be Juneteenth, 2024. Juneteenth has sometimes been called America's true Independence Day. But if you think about it, July 4th, 1776, only represents the day that the white American males became free. That's why it's so important to celebrate our Independence Day and Juneteenth Day. In his 1852 remarks, Frederick Douglass, an escaped slave and abolitionist, he asked to the American slave, "What is your 4th of July?" The answer, a day that revealed more than all other days in the year. It revealed the gross injustice and cruelty to a Black man, which he, Douglass, was a constant victim of. Juneteenth represents the celebration of freedom, the resilience, and the indomitable spirit of the African American community. A proclamation was issued in June 2023. With Biden's signature, Juneteenth is the first holiday to be approved since Martin Luther King Day, which was in 1983. If you would like to read the proclamation, we have provided you with this link to the left. This was done, and many call her the grandmother of Juneteenth, by 94-year-old activist and retired educator of Opal Lee, who witnessed the cruelty her whole family witnessed, her town witnessed, because it was burned by white individuals. This is the beginning of the disparities out of our communities so that we can work as one, she said. If people can be taught to hate, they can be taught to love. Opal Lee, grandmother of Juneteenth. You have to remember, 94 years old, and she started walking, and she called it her 2.5 walk, 2.5 million. And she did this to show that if someone her age could do it, look what everyone else could do if we worked at it, if we tried, if we came together. So much could be accomplished. All but one state, as well as the District of Columbia, recognizes the milestones of this Black, well, I would say of the so-called Black liberation in some shape or form. For example, many companies honor the occasion by giving their employees the day off. Let's give you some facts about Juneteenth. It's officially Juneteenth, National Independence Day, a U.S. federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. The day's name is a blending of the words June and 19th. It commemorates June 19th 1865, the day that Union Army Major General Gordon Granger rode into Galveston, Texas, and told the slaves of their freedom. That day came more than 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln had issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. Now, some will say, you mean it took 2 years, 2.5 years in order for the slaves to know that they were free? But when we stop and think and look at the history at that time, do you think the masters were going to tell the slaves that they were free? And if the slaves, they weren't allowed to read, write, or communicate. So you can see, if you stop and think, because many people say, how could they go and not know? You have to remember what the conditions were at that particular time. So it's easy to understand of how people, human beings, who weren't really considered to be human beings by their owners, would not know that they were free. Juneteenth has often been overlooked by non-Black Americans and omitted from history books. And what is happening now in 2024, many cities, localities, states are trying to remove this history from the books, in the libraries, in the schools, to remove the written word. However, it can never be forgotten and should never be forgotten. Despite certifying Juneteenth as a federal holiday, many Black Americans continuously face systematic challenges, such as the racial wealth gap, disproportionate incarcerations, and persistent health disparities. This is a true statement right here in Omaha, Nebraska. So let's look at some of the local Juneteenth 2024 events that will be taking place this year. Begins with Queen's Butterfly House. (4 p.m. to 8 p.m. This will take place June 19th, Wednesday, 2024. For more information, you can see the website at the bottom, or you can call 402-205-0567. Nebraska Enterprise Fund will be hosting a Juneteenth Freedom Day on Monday, June 17th, 2024, from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Nebraska Enterprise Fund, located at 2112 North 30th Street, Omaha, Nebraska. Throughout the day, from 7:30 a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m., Metropolitan Community College, Fort Omaha Campus, Building 10, Room 136, will have many activities, beginning with the walk. There'll be music, there'll be lectures, there'll be food sales, many activities. Freedomtainment presents Omaha Freedom Festival on June 15th, Saturday, 2024, at the Malcolm X Memorial Outside Plaza. This is be hosted at 3448 Evans Street. a celebration of Juneteenth, arts and crafts, games, family fun, and food. It's free for all ages from 12 noon to 5 p.m. You may call 531-772-8042 or omahafreedomfestival.com. Also, on Saturday, June 15th, 2024, at 24th in Ohio, the events will begin at 12 p.m., rain or shine. For more information, contact Juneteenth, joyfest.com. Come out, family. On June 15th, there's so many different events that are going to be held. There'll be a block party, 1802 North 24th Street. Live music and soul food, good food. Double D, unlimited. On June 15th, the parade will begin at 10 a.m. The lineup starts at 9 a.m. Although we celebrate through many festivities and events, parades and speeches and so forth, we should embody Juneteenth as an opportunity to never forget the slave history of the United States of America. We must learn to recognize and to empathize just Juneteenth as an historical event with meaningful conversations and engagement. It is a memory. It's a celebration of freedom, the resilience, the undefeatable spirit of the African American community. And we must never forget. Because if we forget, there is always that opportunity that you could experience it again. And people will laugh and say, we could never have slavery again. There's all different ways to have slavery. And when you don't have equal diversity, equality, inclusion, it's just a different type of slavery. So we must never forget Juneteenth, our other Independence Day. Thanks for being with us tonight, and we hope you enjoyed and you have information of what you can do to help celebrate and remember Juneteenth. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.